Okay. So getting in presentation mode here. I'm starting off with announcements. And again, that way, while I'm doing announcements, if there's anybody who still needs to fill out that attendance, you can work on getting that attendance done while I'm going over those announcements. But things that we need to know for today. First of all, really important. I want to remind you guys, just giving you a heads up again, please just remember that we are using the chat appropriately. So remember, the purpose for the chat when we are going through lessons is for you to ask questions about things that are going on in the lesson. Okay, it is not for anything else. It's not for us to say hello to friends. It's not for us to make comments about what people are saying. It's not to necessarily make comments about what I'm saying unless it's relevant and on topic. So this is just me reminding you about that. And also, please remember, anything you put in the chat needs to be polite and respectful to anybody, myself, your classmates, no matter who it is. So I just want to remind you guys of that because I have been having some issues in some of my classes with people not using the chat appropriately. So this is me giving you all a reminder so that moving forward, we don't have to get to the point where I have to remove anybody from the class. Because if you can't use the chat appropriately, it's just as simple as I kick you out. And if I kick you out, you can't come back for the day. So just be aware of that. If I remove you, that's it. You're done for the day. So just giving you guys a heads up. Please make sure that you are not doing anything that should make me have to feel like I need to remove you. Okay, consider this the reminder. If I have to give you another reminder, that could result in you being exited from the class. Also, this is just something in regards to your grades that I want to talk about because I'm going to be posting grades soon. I haven't posted anything yet, but I'm finishing up grading some assignments. I am going to be posting some grades soon. And so some things I want to make you aware of, especially in regards to your assignments from last week. So my grades are weighted. I have two categories for my grades. I have classwork, homework. Classwork homework is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's the stuff that we do as part of our classwork, and it's your asynchronous work. That would be your classwork homework grade. That is 40% of your grade. So it's a little less than half. The bigger portion of your grade, so that means the part that counts for more and can either help you more or hurt you more, are test projects and essays. And your assignments from last week, the ambition presentation and the ambition paragraphs, fit into that 60% category. They are a project and an essay grade. So I want to let you guys know about that and be aware of that because I did notice that about half of you still have not turned in those assignments. And this is me reminding you so that you can make sure you get that turned in because that's a big part of your grade. And not turning in those assignments is not a good way to start off this year. If you want to start off this year on the right foot and if you want to make sure that you start your grade off well. So if you're somebody who has not finished those assignments, let me remind you, you do have your 24-hour grace period. So that means that as long as they're turned in by tomorrow, by 9 o'clock, they can still be considered on time. Then don't forget, though, every day after that, they do start losing points. And then I will take them up until Tuesday of next week. And after Tuesday of next week, they're no longer going to be accepted. So just reminding you about that. If you are one of the people who has not gotten either one or both of those assignments turned in, please make sure you get that taken care of. Please make sure you get that turned in for your sake and for your grade, because that's a big part of your grade. Okay, so that is the second announcement. And then the last one is letting you guys know that I'm going to be starting an extra credit opportunity starting next week. So the extra credit opportunity starting next week is you have one of two options to get the extra credit points. Option number one is to actually be on camera when we are in class, so like I am right now, where I can see your face live. Option number two, if you're not comfortable with that, is to change your profile picture. So some of you, hi Jose, thank you. For some of you, I already see that you don't have to make that change because I can see your face. Like Valeria, I can see your face. Jacob, I can see your face. So some of you, hey Sarah, thank you. Some of you are already taking that initiative or have done that. But starting next week, if I see that you are either on camera or you have changed your profile picture so I can see your face, that way when I'm talking to my screen, I'm talking to you and I can start to get to know like who you are and what you look like, instead of just seeing like an icon of something else. or a letter or something along those lines, I would be super grateful for that. And that's why I'm willing to give extra credit. So thank you to the people who already have done that and are doing that this week. Don't worry, honey, you're fine. But for those of you who haven't done that yet and are interested in getting some extra credit points, remembering what I told you guys about extra credit last week, I don't offer it very often. So this is a chance for you to take advantage of that. Starting next week, I will take note of the people who have done those things, and I will give you extra credit points for that. How do you change your face or picture? I'll make you guys, if you don't know how to do that, I will make you guys a tutorial and post that. So thank you for bringing that up, Jose. I can make a video and post that on Google Classroom for you. And then Warren, in answer to your question, talk to me later before we leave today. And yes, I can definitely help you out with some stuff. Jonathan, in answer to your question, how much extra credit? Usually extra credit opportunities, it kind of depends on the extra credit. Whereas something like this, I'll probably give you guys about like the same points as would be a normal like classroom assignment. So that would be like 10 points extra credit when it's a standalone extra credit opportunity like this. If it's an extra credit opportunity that is tied on to a grade, then that's a little bit different. Okay. So yeah, it's a good extra credit opportunity. Okay. All right. Any questions, anything I can clarify about those announcements before we move on to talk about what we need to do today? Okay, that's okay, Adrian. We'll roll with it. That's just how this digital classroom works. So, sometimes we're going to have noises and we just kind of deal with it. Okay, so one last thing on this slide, just reminding you guys on the see you next time, you'll note that it says Friday. This Friday, I see you guys again. So you're my class that I see twice this week. Each week there's one class. Last week it was first period. This week it's you guys. So I will see you guys again on Friday. We'll talk on Friday about what we're going to be doing with our time, but it'll be something different than what we're doing today. So just reminding you guys, Friday will be the next time that I see you. And then moving on to our agenda for today. So one, we'll take an opportunity to do just a quick little question, comments, concerns, anything that you guys might want to ask or talk about in regards to last week's homework. So that was the presentation, the paragraphs or the Padlet. And then after that, we'll do just like last week. We'll do our since we last met, kind of check in with each other. And then we're going to move on to the items for today. So that would be ambition presentations. So that's okay, Jonathan. So for the people who have completed those ambition presentations and have submitted them, I'll talk about how we're going to do those presentations today. For those of you who may be turning them in late or turning them in today or tomorrow within that 24-hour grace period, we'll wrap up those presentations next week. Okay. And then as far as after those ambition presentations, we're going to be taking notes today, as I said. So that was why in the beginning I was telling you guys to make sure at some point that you're getting a piece of paper and you're getting something to write with for those notes. And then we'll end the class period by going over your asynchronous, your at-home work to make sure you're clear on where you need to go and what you need to do for those assignments. And then again, of course, we'll have our breaks and everything in there. And then last note, just reminding you guys, today during your asynchronous time, so that means in the afternoon, starting at 12:15, if you have not finished either one of the diagnostics, so the iReady Math, like you didn't finish that last week, or the iReady English, you need to start or finish that. You need to make sure that during your asynchronous time, you log in to that class that I posted about, your focus on whatever it's called. I can't remember the whole name of it. You did both. Awesome. So if you already did both, you're good to go. But if there's anybody who didn't do both yet and you still need to finish, it's important that you make sure that you log into that classroom. And I posted all that information. I'll show you again one more time later, but it's important that you do that because you need to get those tests finished. So that'll be today. And then if you need more time beyond today, they're also going to be doing that tomorrow during your asynchronous time as well. Okay. But if you're done with that, then cool. If you're like Jonathan and you've done both already, then you don't need to worry. You'll just use your asynchronous time like you normally would to work on assignments. Otherwise, you want to make sure your priority is getting those iReady tests done and out of the way. Any questions, anything I can clarify before we get on with it today? All right, then I'm going to stop screen sharing for a moment so that we can do our, well, you know what, I'll keep screen sharing just in case for right now, because I don't know if you guys want to talk about homework or anything and I may need to screen share, but then after that, I'll stop screen sharing. So let's start with that. Questions, comments, concerns, anything that you guys wanted to discuss or had questions about that we could go over in regards to the homework or assignments that you guys had from last week, because now is the chance to ask about that. If there was anything that you were unclear on, anything that you were wondering about. I know most of you have sent me messages, but if there's something that you wanted to bring up now while you have me here live and in person, now would be the chance to ask that. And again, you can always unmute and ask, or you can type it into the chat. I'll be watching that there as well. But is there anything? The slides. Okay. So Warren, will, because I'm not sure what your exact question is about the slides, we will touch base on that toward the end of the period. I can work with you individually unless you had a specific question that you know of. If you have a specific question about the slides, you can ask me and I can see.
Yeah, I need help on the presentation slides.
Yes, sir. But is there a specific thing on the slides that you need help with, like a specific skill, or you just need help in general on the slides?
Let me check.
Okay. Yeah, I can come back to you. Anything else that anybody else had in regards to the homework that I can clarify? Otherwise, I'm going to stop screen sharing for the time being so that we can do our check-in. Okay, so Jose, I'm going to go over all of that with you guys today. When we get toward the end of the period, we'll go over all your assignments for this week, because all of that is your asynchronous for this week. So yes, we will definitely make sure that we cover that, okay? Any other questions about last week's work before we move on? What's up, Warren?
I need help on both of them, because after I got, when I did one of the, I wrote the answers in one of the slides, then it asked me I need to rewrite it again.
Okay, we'll take a look at it, you and me, at the end of class, Warren, okay? So hang out when we get toward the end of class, and then I can work on it with you, just the two of us, okay?
Okay.
All right, any other questions? Anything else I can clarify, guys, before we do our little check-in? Okay, then this is where we're going to connect with each other, check in. I want to see like how you guys have been, what you've been up to since the last time we saw each other. So remember, I'll start, I will share, and then after I have shared, then we will go ahead and I will have a couple other people share. So kind of keep in mind, you know, what if you might be willing to share and what you might be willing to share. And it doesn't have to be anything long, it could be something short. In fact, I think mine's going to be short this week. But just so we can check in with each other a little bit before we move on. So I'm trying to think, actually. My weekend was not super eventful. I didn't really do anything exciting. I did kind of a lot of nothing until besides work. I was doing planning and grading and things like that. So for the most part, I did binge some TV shows and stay up too late doing that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Nothing super exciting this weekend. But it was nice. I did enjoy having an extra day off, but it was weird because it felt like that extra day off went like way too fast. But normally you guys would be doing work on Mondays, and I would be doing work on Mondays. So it was nice to have that day to not have to work if I didn't want to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't really do anything crazy this week. Oh, Jacob, you went to the beach. Cool. All right, is there anybody who's willing to unmute and share? I would like to hear from a couple people. All right, Jose, I see you. Raise your hand there. Go for it.
On Friday, we actually did nothing, but after Friday, on Saturday, my friends came over and we slept over. We stayed up late until 4 in the morning playing Clash Royale.
Nice.
And
that
then,
sounds like fun.
And then yesterday, on Monday, we went to the mountains where there's like a lake, and we got wet. But then we had to go to my mom's friend's pool, but because there was a fire up there.
Oh yeah, man, those fires have been out of control. Wow, sounds like you had a much more eventful weekend than I did, Jose.
I I celebrated my grandpa's birthday.
Nice. How old is Grandpa?
57.
Nice, cool. Tell your grandpa when you see him, happy belated birthday. That's awesome. I see a couple other people commented. Isabella said, you said you painted in your room. Oh, Journey, you went to Chinatown. That's fun. I haven't been there in a long time. Yeah, Jonathan, you can share.
So I basically watched TV over the week. And
make sure you get your 50 minutes
all
in
week
per
I saw like it was golden for some reason. The sky.
Oh,
And
yeah,
now
the
today,
fires.
it's not clouds, it's fire clouds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my weekend.
Yeah, no, I know. I noticed the same thing. It's funny because I remember looking at like the sunset one of the nights and being like, wow, the colors in the sunset are super bright, and it ended up being because of all the clouds and everything. So yeah, those fires were raging this weekend. We've had so many fires going on in California. Hopefully, we can get those things put out. Yeah, there was a fire like in the Azusa Canyon area. Let's see, Adrian, you said you went to your friend's pool. Cool. Yeah, if you look at the sky, you'll see it's like it looks different. Yeah, and the moon was orange more, and you're right, because of it. Yeah, and that's weird. Like the weather, there was actually some rain that went on, and yeah, the weather's been kind of weird because of that. Hopefully, some of that rain, if we could get some more of that, that would help with those fires, because they've been working hard to try and put those out. So, all right, awesome. Anybody else who wanted to unmute and share before we move on? Sarah?
We bought 24 donuts from Krispy Kreme.
Nice. How many people ate those?
4 people, and I think there's only 2 left.
Nice. I love donuts. I had donuts a couple weekends ago. I haven't had Krispy Kreme in a long time though. My college that I went to used to like sell Krispy Kreme donuts, and like if they didn't sell them all before the end of the day, like if you showed up when they were going to close, you could get like free donuts. So I miss those days, and I used to get free Krispy Kreme donuts because they would only sell them. That's a Krispy Kreme thing. Like they'll only sell them fresh. So yeah, we would always show up to get those donuts because they knew they would have to have a fresh batch the next day. So yeah, I know the humidity is insane. 90% is high. All right. Any other people who would like to unmute and share before we move on? All right. Well, thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate that. Those of you who shared and unmuted, and those of you who shared a little bit in the chat. We're going to go ahead and move on with what we need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start screen sharing with you guys again. I know it was super hot. LA was hot, I'm sure, because of LA being where it was really hot. The only place that was like a little bit cooler was like on the coast. So like if you went to the beach or anything, which I did not do. But if anybody who went to the beach, it was a little bit cooler down by the beach. But even the beach was in like the 90s because it was so hot here at like, ridiculous temperatures. All righty. Yeah. Yes, I know. I have family that lives in Arizona, and it was super, super hot there too. They're used to this kind of weather. Like what we were experiencing, my Arizona family was like 110 degrees. They're like, it's like 125 where we live. They're like 110's nothing. I'm like, yeah, but you guys have dry heat. We had humidity, and with all the fires, yeah, it was ugly this weekend. Okay, so we have done our first 2. So we're going to be moving on to ambition presentation. So let me explain to you guys how that is going to work. First of all, as we do the ambition presentations, as you present this week and next week, for those of you, if you end up presenting next week, I offer another extra credit opportunity with presentations. And that extra credit opportunity is for people who volunteer to present. So if you volunteer, you're like, I would like to present without me having to call on you. You are volunteering first. Then I tack on some extra credit points to your presentation grade, or to your paragraphs grade, whichever one needs the points. If neither one of them needs the points, then I'll just pick one, because it doesn't really matter. They're both big point projects. Okay, so just letting you guys know that you have that opportunity. And then remember, as you share, what will happen is I will stop screen sharing, and you will start screen sharing. And then you will do the same thing that I'm doing right now. It is important. One of the things you'll notice is if I click on this presentation where it says present, so you guys can actually see my slideshow a little bit better, that will help you to see it like more clearly as you're going through and doing the presentation. And then remember, for the rest of us, it's super important that when somebody is presenting, one, we are muted. Okay, because they are going to need to be unmuted so that we can hear them. And they are going to be taking over the screen to do their presentation. And then two, that we are not typing anything into the comments while they're presenting either, because we want to make sure that we're not doing anything that's distracting. Okay, so remember, the comments are for questions and things like that that are relevant to what's going on in the lesson. If you have questions for them about their presentation, the place to ask those would be when they post it on the Padlet. And then you can go comment and ask them questions there, but not during their presentation. Yes, thank you, Jonathan, for reminding us of that as well. Yes, you definitely do not unmute, scream, say anything, anything along those lines, and then mute again. Because that will be a quick and immediate exit from the class if you do anything like that. If you do anything during somebody's presentation that is not appropriate, there will be no warning. You'll be gone. Okay, because that's one thing I take very seriously, is this is not easy for people to do, even if they're not showing their face, even if they choose not to show their face, even to unmute and share their presentation. That's not always easy for people to do. So we need to make sure that we are giving them a safe space to do that in. And anybody who violates that safe space in any way, and makes somebody feel like they are not, welcome, or, anything along those lines, that's an immediate exit from my room, because I will do anything to protect my students, because my students are my family. So I'm going to go out of my way to protect you. So if somebody does something where you are not feeling that way, I will make sure that they are not in this room anymore today. And then we will have to have a conversation before they come back. Okay. Any questions? Anything I can clarify about those expectations before I see if we have anybody who's willing to be our first volunteer, so that I can give some extra credit points out. And I'll be making note of those people who are getting extra credit points on my paper over here. Okay, do I have any volunteers who would like to bite the bullet and get some extra credit and go first? This is your chance to get some points for your grade. I see Sarah is raising her hand. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and write down Sarah. And then I'm going to start unsharing my screen, maybe, if it will let me. I forgot I was presenting. Okay. Let me come back to here. And I'm going to stop presenting so that Sarah can present. So Sarah is going to take over the screen now, which means I am going to mute for the time being. And then she will be doing her presentation for us. So make sure you're giving her your full attention as she does that, please. Yeah, it's the bottom right hand. On the bottom right hand side, is where it says present now. And she could also be getting her presentation set up, guys. So when I see you unmute, then I'll go, oh, there you go. Oh.
It won't let me.
All right. Let me try this a different way then. If it won't let you present, I will pull up yours to present it, and then you can talk through it. Is that okay? Will that work? Okay. All right. So if you can do so and listen, Warren, then that's fine. All right. So let me do that then. I'll go back to presenting here. And then I will pull up your presentation. So Sarah, you'll just have to let me know when to go to the next slide. So you'll just have to say like next slide or something along those lines so I know. And I will mute once I get your presentation up, and I'll thumbs up for you when it's time to start. Just waiting for it to load. Slowly, slowly. Google likes to be slow. All right, let me make sure we're in presentation mode now. Okay, I'm gonna come back to your presentation here. There we go. You know what? I just realized I need to mute. Hold on. Let me mute.
Okay, so hello. My name is Sarah. If you didn't know, this is my life and ambition slides. Next slide, please. Okay, so chapter 1, who am I? So I was born in San Dimas. I was raised in Glendora and Upland because I moved. I love activities such as drawing, painting, sewing, crafting, and many more. I also enjoy skateboarding and planting. And one interesting, or actually two interesting facts about me is I have had 3 Disney annual passes because I love Disneyland. And I wrote a story about cows that got published in a 6-story book. Next slide, please. So since we're talking about myself, I decided to put this in. I love dressing up. Every day is Halloween for me. So if I ever come to class really crazy, it's just me being the crazy craft person I am and having fun and expressing myself. Next slide, please. So this is my family. I live with my mom and dad and my little sister. And Faith is one of my really close friends. And my pet cat, Pumpkin, is right there wearing his sunglasses. I also have a pet hamster named Chocolate and 2 turtles named Tortilla and Chip. Next slide, please. Here are some more pictures. Next slide, please. Okay, so school bells. My favorite teacher is Miss Kostick, and the grade I changed in the most was 6th grade, and my plans for high school is to join band and get good grades and get a temporary job, which is, and now next slide, please. So my favorite entertainment, there's this book I have. It's called There Ain't So Awful Falafel. Okay, so I'm Arab and falafel, Arab, I guess Food, it's really good. I really like it. And my favorite movie is Up by Disney. My favorite TV show, I don't have one because I've watched too many. And then this isn't entertainment, but I decided to put it in anyway. I love the colors yellow and lime green. Next slide, please. After high school, I'm gonna go to college and go to art school. And after art school, I want to go to law school and become a lawyer. And to do that, I'm going to work hard and do my best. Next slide, please. And if I had a second chance, I wish I would stop worrying and live the moment because it stopped me from having fun. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. That was beautiful. You did an amazing job. Thank you for being willing to go first, too. One, because you get it out of the way, which is nice. And two, plus, I think it just was a good example for everybody to see. You did a wonderful job, and people were able to see. Hopefully, you guys could see how easy that was. She just shared about her slides, quick and painless. And we got to know a little bit about her, and I can relate to a lot of those things that you shared. So, and this is one of my favorite things is I love these presentations because I love getting to know these things about you guys. So normally I would have you guys applaud for somebody when they're done with their presentation, but I know it's hard to do. So yes, I see some of you can at least who can show your applause. If we can see your faces, thank you for doing that. But yeah, I know that's harder to do when we're all muted and everything. But thank you guys for being supportive and for, yes, putting your claps in the the chat and everything like that. And thank you, Sarah, for being willing to go first. All right. Let's see. So is there somebody who is willing to go next and get some extra credit points? All right, Jose, we got you. And then Isabella, you can go after Jose. So let me go ahead and put Jose down here. And then I'll put Isabella next. Okay. And I'm just going to continue doing it. I think it's easier. I'll just share them like I did. Yes, Adrian, I'll put you down as well. Adrian. So I'm going to go ahead and do like I did for Sarah, Jose, where I'll show the slideshow. Do you want to try doing it from yours? You want to try? Okay, we'll try it and we'll see. So I'll stop presenting. We'll see if it'll let you. I know for whatever reason it wouldn't let Sarah, so we'll see. Let me stop presenting. And we'll give it a try. See if you can do it from your end. I won't mute until I know you're ready. Oh yeah, yours is working perfect. All right, I'm gonna mute then so that you are.
Let me try that again, sorry. My ambition life. My name is Jose Maria Alvarez. I was born in Pomona, grew up in Montclair. My hobbies include playing soccer and streaming on Twitch. I am obsessed with Pokemon and I am always nice. Wait. Okay, sorry. My grandparents and grandmother is the only one who chose to be my godmother. I forgot to put that. And my grandpa, I don't really know about him, but he was on a soccer team, Selanes. Like, I don't really know, but that's a soccer team. My mom is the best, cares about me all the time, and also cares about my brothers. My dad is mostly working for our sake. My dad usually falls asleep, but sometimes he takes us on walks and plays with us outside. I have three brothers, and I'm the oldest. First of all, my brother Sebastian is kind of annoying, never listens to my parents. He is 10. Jacob is 5 years old and is very addicted to video games and is kind. Jacob is 5, Matthew is 5 also, and he's a twin with Jacob. He is not addicted to video games and he tells Jacob what to do. I have a friend that has slept over once and we played Clash Royale. Well, we used to until my dad grounded me for 2 months. Also, my friend Andre, he served my bodyguard since he knows that I don't know how to fight or protect myself. Almost no adults are important to me except my aunt. She's always helping my mom with a lot of things. My favorite teacher was Mr. Howard in 6th grade. My favorite subject in math is math. My favorite grade was 6th grade. Before 6th grade, I had bad grades, but at 6th grade, my teacher motivated me to try my best and to keep trying. He made me work so hard and read. At my reading was at first 568 Lexile, now it's at 982. I really don't have any high school plans except for trying my best. My favorite entertainment. My favorite book is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Wrecking Ball. My favorite movie is The Lorax. Favorite show, The Simpsons. And favorite game is Fall Guys. And I like to play soccer sometimes. My ambition plans after high school. I want or might go to college after high school. I want to get a job. Not just any job, a great job. I'm gonna I'm going to work hard in school to achieve what I want, a great future. If I had a second chance, I would change that one time in 3rd grade when I punched my best friend. If I would change it, I would have been best friends with him by the start.
Awesome. Giving you a round of applause. People hopefully are clapping even though we can't see them. Not everybody. Fantastic job, Jose. You did beautifully. Thank you so much for sharing. And again, yay, there's Andrew. And again, I love seeing some of the things that you guys share because there are things that I have in common with you guys. So all those GIFs, the Simpsons GIFs are after my own heart because I love the Simpsons too. So that's always been one of my favorite shows since I was a kid. So again, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you people for putting your claps in the text and stuff, or the comments as well. And then up next, we will have Isabella. So Isabella, and you can unmute and tell me, or you can, however you want to do this. Do you want to try sharing like Jose did, or do you want me to share it for you like Sarah?
I'll try sharing.
Okay, so I will go ahead and let you go to it, and then it looks like if it's working and you're ready, I will mute. So we'll let you try sharing from yours. It is definitely easier, I think, if you guys can do it. But for whatever, I don't know what happened with Sarah's. It just didn't want to work. No, you don't, Adrian. That is totally up to you. If you want to show your face, you can, but you don't have to.
Okay. Well, my name's Isabella Leva, and this is my life and ambitions. So who am I? I was born in Upland, California, and I was raised in Upland, California. And some of my hobbies include skateboarding, listening to music, and swimming. And then an interesting fact is I have a birthmark in my eye, and then I've also ate a cricket before. which is really nasty, but I have. And then my family. My grandma is a foster mom, and she also cooks, and she sells some foods she makes sometimes. And my grandpa is a retired truck driver. My brother Eric is an engineer, and my other brother Nelson, actually tomorrow he's getting out of the military. So tomorrow he's going to be a veteran, and then he's also a computer tech. My mom is a caregiver, and my dad is an engineer, and my sister-in-law is a nurse, and Eric's girlfriend is a teacher slash a professional athlete. Here's my school bell. So Miss Mancuso was my favorite teacher, and my favorite subject is science, and I've changed the most in 6th grade. And then for my high school plans, I plan to have a 4.0 GPA, AP classes and honor classes, and a lot of electives. And then favorite entertainment, my favorite movies are Little Women, Clueless, Napoleon Dynamite. My favorite show, which is like a cartoon, is Amazing World of Gumball, and one of my favorite hobbies is swimming. And then my ambition / plans after high school, my dream is to do something in film, and then my goals are to get into a good college and go to community college first. And if I were to get a second chance, I would love to have tried new things and not to be scared to try a new adventure. There are so many things I would have loved to try and to have done, but I was too scared to go after it. And that's it.
All right, yay! Good job, Isabella. Thank you so much for sharing. Yay! Thank you for my people who are giving her a round of applause. And again, I see that we have some things in common as well, including the fact that you like to swim in your free time too. So as I showed, that's something I also like to do. So again, I love seeing the things I have in common with you guys and just learning about you guys and a little bit about who you are and what motivates you too. So thank you, Isabella, for sharing. I believe that Adrian said that he wanted to go next. So Adrian, same thing. Would you like to try sharing from your screen? And then we can see how it goes. And then after Adrian, I'll see if there's anybody else who wants to volunteer. Again, remember, if you volunteer, I will tack on extra credit to your grade. If you don't volunteer, the next thing I'll do is I'll go and just start telling on people. So might as well volunteer and get some extra credit points. So just giving you guys a heads up. It's nice to get those extra points on your grade. So Adrian, in the bottom right-hand corner, when you're on this screen, the Google Meet screen, if you go down to the bottom, you'll see one that says Present Now, and it has a box with an arrow in it. That's what you want to be looking for. So you have to kind of scroll down until you see that come on. It's the same place that you go to mute and unmute. Oh, you mean which part of your screen do you share? That's up to you. I always do whole screen. So, but that's just because I like to be able to have access to my whole screen. I know, Jose, it's hard to get used to talking that much. Trust me, I know. I spend a lot of time having to talk, and by the end, my throat is always super sore. I usually have to have cough drops and stuff. Same thing as a teacher in the classroom. I have to drink a lot of water, and there we go.
Can you see?
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
So just click that present, and then once you hit the one that says present, then I'll go ahead and unmute.
Hold on, there's someone passing by and I can't really hear. Can you guys see the theme?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna start now. My Life and Ambition by Adrian Herring. Chapter 1, who am I? I was born in Upland and I grew up in Upland. My hobbies are to play video games, chill with my dogs, listen to music, and watch TV. An interesting fact about me is that every year since 4th grade, I've dyed my hair a different color or the same color. Chapter 2, what is family to me? My dad is a hardworking truck driver. My mom is a hairstylist. My older brother is a senior student. My little brother is a 5th grader, and my baby brother is a 1st grader. Chapter 3, School Bells. My favorite teachers were Miss Masters and Miss Rodan. My favorite subject is science. My favorite grade was 4th. The grade I've changed most in was 5th. My high school plans are to have good grades and make it to college. Chapter 4, Favorite Entertainment. My favorite book is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. My favorite movie is Jurassic Park. My favorite TV show is The Avatar, The Last Airbender. And my favorite game and sport is baseball, but I forgot to put the game. My ambition and plans for after high school. What I want to do when I'm older is travel the world. My goals are to make it to college, then get a good job to travel the world. How I'm going to get to my goal is by studying and paying attention in class. My second chance is that I will change my surgery for my appendix because it made me miss a lot of my school in 6th grade year. And I'm done.
Okay, awesome. Round of applause for Adrian. And it's funny that you mentioned the appendix. My dad actually just had surgery for his appendix just like right before school started. And I know he didn't care for having that surgery either. Oh, and then I wanted to ask you, Adrian, who's your baseball team? Who's your favorite baseball team?
Dodgers.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure, that I didn't have to fail you or anything. Had some Yankees fans in some of my classes. And I was like, what is that? We're LA people. All right. Yeah, I know. A lot of people have been getting their appendix taken out, it seems like. It is not a fun surgery. I know my dad didn't enjoy it at all. So, well, thank you, Adrian, for sharing. I appreciate that. You did an awesome job. Jose's questioning that. And everybody who shared so far has done an awesome job. I'm super proud of you guys. You're doing beautifully. We have had 4 people share so far. And I know we have more people who have those presentations done. So of the people who have their presentations done and turned in, is there anybody else who would like to volunteer to be able to get some extra credit points? This is your chance. I will keep an eye out in the chat, or you can let me know if your screen is unmuted. I'll be watching too. But is there anybody else who would like to volunteer? Otherwise, I'm going to just go over there and start picking people. But if you don't volunteer, you miss out on that extra credit point. So last call on volunteers, going once. Volunteers going twice. Last call for extra credit volunteers. All righty. I'm going to go look and see. Since I don't see anybody volunteering, I'm going to go look and see who I got here. Who has turned this assignment in? It has not gone yet.
Someone said me in the chat.
What's that? Oh, somebody said me.
Someone-
Oh, Journey. Okay. Yay. Journey's going to go. Thank you, Journey. Okay. So, Journey, I will let you go ahead and do that. Thank you for being willing to get some extra credit points there. So I didn't have to make you go. All right. So, Journey is going to go ahead and go next then. And then again, while Journey is getting her presentation up and ready to go, just a reminder, the other people I see who show that they have their presentations turned in that haven't gone yet. So you can kind of just be aware and think about the possibility of getting some extra credit. I see Daniel, Nina, Isaac, and Valeria. Also, you have yours turned in. So just giving you guys a heads up on that. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and give our attention to Journey. So I'm going to go ahead and mute so Journey can have the screen.
This is my life and ambition presentation. I was born in Torrance, California, and I was spent most of my time in Lancaster, California for 5 years. And in my pastime, I like to paint. And some of the an interesting fact about me is like some people like to eat their rice with chopsticks, and well, they don't eat it with chopsticks, eat it with a spoon, but I eat it with chopsticks because it's more comfortable for me to eat it like that. And this chapter 2, what is my family to me? And my grandparents are separated. My parents are actually separated too. And my brothers and sisters, I don't have any. My friends that became family were my friends Mia and Ashley, and my pets are a bearded dragon. And my favorite teacher, I don't have one because I love them all. And my favorite subject is ELA, and I'm in the 7th grade, and the grade that changed me the most was 6th. And when I grow up, I'm going to the Marines. My favorite book is Beauty and the Beast, and my favorite movie is Hamilton, and my favorite TV show is The Simpsons, and my favorite sport is volleyball, and my favorite food is spaghetti. When I grow up, I'm going to Paris and Japan, and get for this school year, I'm gonna get straight A's, and then I'm gonna try working hard.
We'll see about that.
And if I did have a second chance, I wouldn't use it at all. I would hand it over to somebody else because that's what I would like to do.
Awesome. Round of applause for Journey for sharing. And I love that you chose to do that second chance differently. And that's totally an option, guys. Journey decided to say I love everything and I love myself, and I don't feel like I would need a second chance because I wouldn't change anything. And that's okay for us to feel that way. In fact, I admire anybody who feels that way. So that's cool too. And then also, I love bearded dragons. So that picture of that bearded dragon with the little Santa hat, I love that. Super, super cute. And yeah, so thank you, Journey, for sharing and being willing to get that extra credit. And again, is there anybody else out of those people who I listed? Because I'm going to be calling on you to go anyway. So would you like to volunteer in order to get some extra credit before I have to call on you? Because if I read your name, because you have it turned in, I am going to be asking you to present. So this is your chance to volunteer and get extra credit. Or otherwise, I'm just going to call on people from that list. And I'll remind you again who that list was. So that is Daniel, Nina, Isaac, and Valeria. So if one of you would like to bite the bullet and get some extra credit, this is your chance to volunteer. Otherwise, I will just call on one of you to be able to present. But just keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, once I start calling on people, the extra credit for this week is off the table. So I won't be giving any more extra credit once I start calling on people. Your brother used to have bearded dragons. I love bearded dragons. I've always wanted to have one, but my son wanted one too. But he found out that they were more than what he wanted to do to take care of them. And he's super lazy. So right. So I'm not seeing any volunteers. So I guess I'm just going to choose somebody. So not a lizard person. I like lizards. All right. So let's see. Out of the people I see who are here, let's go with, let's see. I have 4 cats. I'm right there with you. I like cats too. Because some of these people are not here today too. So let's go with Valeria, because I see you're here today. So Valeria, do you want to share from your computer or do you want me to share?
I'll share.
Okay. All right. So Valeria, go ahead. I'll let you do that. I'm going to write down your name so I know that you are sharing today. That's right. You have a bird, huh, Jose? Coming up soon, Jonathan. I'll let you know. All right. I'm going to go ahead and mute so that Valeria can go into presentation.
This is my life and ambition presentation. I was born in West Covina. I grew up in Upland, and I love painting, and I'm lazy. My grandparents, I really don't know them. My mom and my dad. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and I have 2 friends that have became family. My favorite teacher is my 4th grade teacher, but I don't remember her name. I changed most in 5th grade, and I really don't know what I would be able to grow. My favorite book is Wonder. My favorite movie, I don't know. My favorite TV show is Grey and Astronomy. I like volleyball, but I don't play it. I would want to be a flight attendant, but I'm not sure yet. I'll probably go to college for that. Probably if I could change anything, I would probably say people's rights, because some of them are just not okay. Like,
all right. Round of applause for Valeria for sharing. And actually, I like her twist on the thing that she would change too, because she looked at it from like kind of a global perspective, what she would change. So that was very neat. And then also, you were born in West Covina, just like me, so that's pretty cool. And I love that book, Wonder, as well. Wonder is a very, very good book. And yeah, Jonathan mentioned Grey's Anatomy in the messages. I used to watch that show. I haven't watched it in a while, but I used to love that show as well. So a lot of things that we have in common there. So, all right. Let me see who else we've got that is physically present here today that turned theirs in. I know. I can't believe it's been on for that long, Jonathan. That's insane. It's crazy. 16 seasons is a long time. One of the only other shows I know that's been on longer than that is The Simpsons. The Simpsons has been on for like freaking 20-something. I don't know. It's been a long time since that show's been on. All right, so let's see if any of these other people are here. Doesn't look like it right now. So here's the deal. Since I don't see any of these other people that turn theirs in as being physically present in the chat with us right now. Let me kind of talk to you guys about just a few things before we take our break. So again, stay with me. Don't leave yet. First of all, in terms of presentations, we'll do some more presentations next week. So anybody else who turns theirs in between now and then, you'll have the opportunity to be able to present next week. And I will still offer the same extra credit because remember, you're still within that 24-hour grace period. And then as far as our break, we'll continue with the lesson when we come back from the break. But remember, when we go to the break, I want to 30 seasons. Yeah, see, that's crazy. That's one of the longest running TV shows of all time, I believe. As far as the break, let me remind you a few things about that. So when we take our break, remember, it's going to be the 15-minute break. And I do want to remind you guys that it's important that when we take that break, we actually take the break. And one of the things I want to just be clear on this time is that when I do dismiss you for that break, my expectation is that everybody actually signs out of the Google Meet during that time and that you don't sign back in until I tell you to. Because I have to be able to take a break too. And I can't take a break if you guys don't all leave the Google Meet, because I can't leave you in here unattended. So if you don't leave, I will exit you. And if I exit you, you won't be able to come back. So that's why it's super, super important. I want to make sure that we're clear. I'm telling everybody right now that when we take that break, you need to make sure that you actually leave the Google Meet. Okay, you don't have to leave your computer if you don't want to. You can play on the computer during the break, but the Google Meet you actually have to leave, and then you won't come back to Google Meet until the time that I give you to come back. That's when you'll start logging back in, and when you log back in, you'll take your next round of attendance. Okay, so in a moment, I'm going to dismiss you guys to do that. I do encourage you to get up and to move around and to actually take a break, get a snack, go to the bathroom, because this is your chance to do that before we come back and we continue on with what we need to for the lesson.